I worked on, before that, worked for our business operations group. Um, and along the way was also a chief of staff. So I've done a bunch of different things while I've been in tech. Um, Great. So let's begin. The topic of today's discussion is the question, what's your favorite product and why? Um, this is a question that I think is very easy to misunderstand as kind of an icebreaker. And the reason I say that is because it really is one of the core tenets or parts of interviewing to become a product manager, because it's very easy to learn about how someone thinks about products, how they think about users in the context of a product that they really love, right? So we're going to go through a couple tips and tricks that I have for all of you to make sure that when you get this question, that you absolutely knock it out of the park. I'm also going to ask for like a proverbial thumbs up to make sure that my slides are advancing. So did you all just see the slides change? Okay, beautiful. Thanks so much. So today we're going to cover basically my 4-step plan to make sure that when you get this question, you are going to absolutely crush it. The first thing is we're going to cover what interviewers are actually looking for, right? Because there's a difference between your answer in reality and there's the answer that you truly have, or like what you would honestly answer to your friends is what one of your favorite products is. Second, we're going to cover really what it takes to pick the right product, because you do have the option or the ability to sort of control where the interview is headed based on that. Third, we're going to define favorite, which really is the key step. If you take away nothing else from this talk, defining favorite is the thing I want you to walk away with. And then lastly is we're going to talk about your ultimate like product pitch, right? Really how you get someone excited about the product, how you summarize your views. One quick disclaimer is that these opinions are mine and mine alone and do not represent the views or statements of my employer. These are my beliefs of what makes a great what's your favorite product and why response, having coached many people through their processes across consumer, enterprise, and infrastructure tech companies over the last couple of years. So think of this as multiple years of takeaways sort of bundled into one. But let's keep going. So the first thing that we need to talk about is understanding really what the interviewer is looking for in this question, right? As I mentioned earlier, some people mistakenly think that what's your favorite product is kind of, almost like a cheeky icebreaker, right? To sort of ease the tension in the interview. And it really isn't, because I've seen instances and even been on the other side of interviews where a simple question like this turns into a full case study that you didn't prepare for. So it really is important that you're thoughtful about your choice to this question. But interviewers, in summary, typically are looking for 4 things. The first is they're looking for structured thinking. They're looking for structured thinking. Good news is there's no better way to structure your thinking than to do some work ahead of time. So kudos to you all for being on this call and taking that step. First, they're looking for structured thinking. Second, they're looking for key product management pillars. These are things like talking about users or personas, thinking about pain points or unmet needs, and really sort of the key identifiers of what it means to be a product manager or build a quality product. Third, they're looking for passion, right? If you can't convince the interviewer that you love this product and it's one of your favorites, they're not going to believe anything you say, no matter how poetic or thoughtful it is. So it really is important that you do care about this product on some level. And then fourth is a builder's mindset, a builder's mindset. Now, a builder's mindset to me, and it'll change on depending on who you ask, but a builder's mindset is really the kind of headspace that you are in where you see a technology product or you see a technology product, an unmet need, if you will, and your brain just starts firing off with ways to improve that product. How could it be better? How could this experience be a little bit more seamless? How could someone love it a little bit more? And starting to really think about the tech products that you use on your phone as products that you have a vested interest in making better, right? So let's talk about how some of these topics end up coming to fruition throughout your interview. Before we do that, there's a core belief I have when it comes to breaking into product management that interviewing for the job is not the same as doing the job. So it is totally okay if your personal answer is different than the answer you prep, right? The reason and the best like piece of proof that proves this point to be true is that in the context of interviewing for a product role, you might have only as little as 30 minutes to articulate and demonstrate to someone that doesn't know you that you can think about products, that you understand how to build things that people love, that you can take inspiration from multiple places. And truthfully, some products are easier to do that with than others, right? So don't get hung up on the fact that it's like, oh, I don't wake up every morning thinking, God, this is my favorite product. I can't wait to use it. That's really not what we're after right here. What we're after is designing a solution that you feel comfortable with. That's priority one, that you feel comfortable with your answer. But again, demonstrates to the interviewer that you understand how to build products and how to think about them. Does that all make sense so far? I'm gonna look for a couple more thumbs up because I know some people might be on the road or in transit. Does that sound good? Okay, great. Awesome. Also, I apologize. I have this like FaceTime webcam, like video filter that gets a little wonky sometimes. Okay, so piece of advice number one, pick a product that you know better than anyone. You would be shocked at how many times, I hear someone prep the answer, oh, what's your favorite product and why? Oh, Spotify is my favorite product. Oh, Netflix is my favorite product. And then the interviewer knows it better than them and asks a roundabout question about a part of the application that the candidate or the interviewee didn't know the answer to, right? And let's come back to that reality. You might only have 30 minutes, maybe even fewer if you did some introductions ahead of time, to demonstrate to the interviewer that you are qualified for this job, and you are qualified for this job. So the point is that you never want to be in a situation where the interviewer can dramatically change the course of the conversation. And one of the best ways to do this is to make sure that you are the expert on the call about the product that you discuss. Now, it's not to say that I have not heard fantastic answers using Spotify, using Netflix, using Airbnb, using Disney Plus. All I'm saying is that it is a little bit more risky. And